It's the big question everyone's asking. Will President Trump sit down with Robert Mueller? The president's legal team just responding to the request from the special counsel.
We offered him an opportunity to do a form of questioning. He can say yes or no. We can do it. He doesn't need to ask a single question on obstruction. He has all the answers. They're not going to change. The president's not going to change his testimony. So stop the nonsense.
So what comes now? Joining us now is criminal defense attorney David Bruno. This always cracks me up. The president wants to do this so bad, and all the lawyers like you, David, are like, no, don't do it. Tell us why.
Yeah, sure. Because first of all, he has rights, just like any other citizen in this country. He has the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. There's executive privilege. There's tons of different privileges that are at play here. It's a mistake. The Mueller investigation has so many different facts that are not known to the attorneys. That is why it is the same evidence I would give any target, subject, somebody that an investigation is about. It is common.
Would there be any reason that you could, I mean, look, I know you and many others say don't do it, but can you think of any reason why it would be beneficial and why the president still insists he wants to do this?
Sure. The lawyers are saying no. He's saying yes, and I could see why, right? There's a public perception. He has an upcoming election in a couple years. We have the midterms coming up. He wants to do the right thing for the public. He says he's innocent. He wants to give his version, which he has, and he repeatedly does on Twitter every single day. This is a different setting. This would be in a room. He'd be under oath. You know, so the lawyers are saying no, but president's saying yes. And maybe that's going to happen. Maybe it's not. We're going to see.
Do you think he just, sorry, real quick to follow up. Do you think he just wants to get it over with, though? Get it done and move on from it?
Sure. He's said that multiple times, that this is a dark cloud over our country, international affairs, domestic. I mean, our economy is doing tremendous. There's so many good things about this country, and this is, unfortunately, something that is coming up and up and up all across the news every single day.
You try to psychoanalyze the president, and he's totally fine answering questions about Russia and about collusion. And it seems as though there's nothing really to hide in those departments, and that is what the investigation is supposed to be all about. But this obstruction charge that they're trying to make is what the president's lawyers are really nervous about, and Giuliani does not want him to answer questions about. But how do you obstruct when you didn't do anything wrong in the first place, I guess, is a good question.
Well, the part about obstruction is the fact that he's the commander-in-chief. He is the president. He has constitutional rights to make these decisions. So the point to be made is that he has every right to make the decision to fire, to do whatever as the executive. I don't necessarily think they're concerned about it. I think that there's so much legal ground to it that it doesn't make sense to answer the questions.
How much longer would you guesstimate, if you can, this is going to continue?
Hey, well, this negotiation about the interview has been 8 months. This is the second volley. This is the second counteroffer by the Trump team. We're coming into the midterm elections. There is an unwritten rule in the DOJ: do not interfere with elections. So if this continues past Labor Day, I would anticipate that the Mueller investigation would just halt for a little bit, at least with respect to the president, and then we revisit this in the following year.
But that's not, that would still interfere, in my opinion, because it still leaves this cloud over everything, you know?
Yeah.
Sure,
Giuliani wants it done by September 1, give us 2 months until the midterms.
You're right,
Yeah.
and that is the position of Giuliani. He said it last night. They're saying, yes, it is. However, it's such an important issue. And if they can't decide about the interview, then the Mueller team's got to make a decision. Are they going to subpoena the president? And if they are, there's going to be a legal battle about executive privilege, Fifth Amendment, and it will go all the way to the United States Supreme Court.
Let's hope this doesn't go all the way until next year.
I'm kidding. Tired of
Sorry for the bad
about it.
news, guys.
David, thank you so much for your time, counselor. We'll see you later.
Have a great day, guys.
All right.